So I just realized that this has a green screen on it, like a green piece, so it's going to be off. I want to talk about Jade Cargill today. So the reason why we're going to be talking about Jade Cargill is because she is having a match tonight on Rampage, which if you guys don't know, Rampage is usually pre-recorded and is controlled and recorded after AEW Dynamite. So tonight's episode has already been pre-taped. Jade Cargill versus Chris Statlander for the TBS Championship is happening on Rampage. Now, here's the thing. There's rumors that it's her last match, that she's going to WWE, so we're going to talk about all of that. But before we get to that, I wanted to kind of briefly speak on the actual match itself. If they were going to do Jade Cargill's last match, I genuinely believe that it should have happened maybe on Collision. Now, there is a rumor that her contract expires next week. That's all fine and dandy. I truly believe it should have happened on Collision. I think Collision getting that and having a bit of a longer time would have been good. But from what I hear, everyone is saying that the match was fantastic. And to be honest, man, that's all Jade Cargill needs is ring repetition. Once she masters, or at least gets a bit more better in the ring, more decent, she's going to be an unstoppable force of nature because she already has the look. She has the charisma. She has the mic work. She has the look, the build. She's a star. She just needs to get her repetitions. And one of the main reasons why I'm slowly becoming a bigger fan of her as of late is because I recently saw a podcast that she was in about, I want to say maybe 5 to 6 months ago. And there was this guy, she was speaking to him and she explained how she understands that she's new to the business. She understands that it's not going to happen overnight. She even admitted that she wants to just get more reps in the ring. She said that most of her matches were under 5 minutes and that sometimes, to no fault of her own, she wasn't trying to like throw AEW under the bus, but she was like, you know, that's not my decision to have less than 5-minute matches. That's just how they tell me to do that. So she goes on to say that she would rather have longer matches, that she's only had maybe less than 10 matches that were more than 10 minutes. And honorable mentions, in my opinion, the match she had against Ty Conte was fantastic. This match that we're going to see tonight against Chris Statlander was pretty good. The 2 matches she had against Anna Jay were also pretty good, in my opinion. And I think those were kind of it. You know, I was expecting the one with Ty Valkyrie to be a bit more hit 'em up, but it really wasn't. But regardless, I think the woman has a really bright future in WWE. Now, there are people saying that she's going to debut right on the main roster. When Sean Ross first leaked this story around 3 in the morning 2 days ago, he went on to say that she will be going to WWE and that a lot of sources within AEW and WWE are thinking that she's going to be WWE bound sooner rather than later. And he did not say that she would debut on the main roster, but then there's another rumor on the other side from like Juan, Wrestling Observer Newsletter, and all these other sources that are saying that when Jade signs with WWE, she could be going straight to the main roster. And personally, if that is going to happen, I genuinely disagree. I think she should go down to NXT first, give Shawn Michaels at least 6 months with her. I guarantee you, not only will she get the proper performance in the ring training that she requires because of the Performance Center and the machine, but Shawn Michaels will book her and tweak any minor character necessities that may be altered prior to her being on mainstream TV. Because let's be real, she is the future. And only wrestling for 2 years, the woman has a really good grasp of the business already. She went on to also explain that CM Punk was a huge help to her, that she likes him. He was the one that was willing to show her how to properly swing a chair because last year it was her first time doing that. And, you know, no one in the back was explaining that stuff to her. So in the interview, I did notice that she was trying her hardest not to speak badly on All Elite Wrestling, but from the way that she was trying to navigate through the specific answers that she was given, it leads me to believe that it is kind of wild backstage in AEW. And not in the sense of like the fights, right? Because that's a whole separate conversation, but in the sense of giving direction, maybe helping, right? Assistance, right? Because with the exception of like maybe Bryan Danielson and CM Punk, and maybe you know, a couple of others, but there was no one that really seemed to have helped her directly. She said CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. She did mention those two being instrumental. Bryan Danielson helping her with the in-ring work, and CM Punk just helping her, giving her advice on the overall business and the aspect of handling herself in interviews and just understanding your worth, right? So the way that CM Punk explained it to her was to not belittle yourself and not, you know, just because you're coming into a new business doesn't mean that you should allow anyone to speak to you anyway. And I agree with that. I think, you know, we're all human beings, and the way that Jade Cargill explained it was she doesn't see herself as less than. So with that being said, her contract expires next week. Spoilers of this next part. Okay. Jade Cargill versus Chris Statlander. Jade lost. AEW was going around hitting a DMCA on anybody who would post the video of Jade Cargill's farewell, which was very interesting. And personally, I know a lot of people were conflicted on why she even came back in the first place. And it's called putting someone over on the way out. That's the business, right? You go out on your back and you help someone get over in the process before you go. Cody did it. Cody put over Sammy Guevara. Jade Cargill's now doing it. She's putting over Chris Statlander, right? And she'll go to WWE. A couple of matches that I would personally like to see if she goes to WWE in general. I would like to see her against Kiana James. I would like to see her against Tiffany Stratton. I would like to see her against Charlotte Flair. I would like to see her against Rhea Ripley. I would like to see her against Bianca Belair. I would like to see her against Piper Niven. I would also like to see her maybe against like a high flyer or more of like a agile wrestler, maybe someone like Io Sky. I think those two styles can contract and be a really great match. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. If you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to drop a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.